this is a very special presentation from Freeport High School. And, and the Freeport faculty attended our professional development last year, a physics teacher, a computer science teacher, a math teacher, and the science director. And they were very interested in starting their own course on quantum science at Freeport High School. In addition to that, 15 of their students traveled to our summer camp at the New York Hall of Science in Queens. And we thought this would just be a wonderful example to show how it really takes a team of educators to put this together. So I'm very excited to welcome Freeport High School faculty and students. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I'm here to set the stage initially for our team. And just to, before we get started, you know, Dr. Figueroa just mentioned, this is just the beginning. Well, this is just the beginning for us as a team. But before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge our superintendent, Dr. Fia Davis, and also our assistant superintendent for curriculum and instruction, Ms. Glory Engel. And with me, Dr. Pereira, who was the catalyst for us getting started on this quantum information systems, math and science, this collaboration. He was the absolute catalyst in terms of getting us started with this here. You will hear from our students in a few minutes, and also one of our teachers, the math portion of our course, you will hear from everyone in a few minutes. Now, before we get started, you know, in my conversation with the students, one question/statement came about, and I don't want to take away from the students. You'll hear from them in a minute. And that question/statement is, why can't we do this? And that's why we're here. We are doing it here at Freeport. So, initially, in terms of recruiting, we spoke on inspiring curiosity, showcasing opportunities, and also fostering collaboration. And in some of the presentations this morning, we spoke about all the different benefits. You know, what came up a lot was the future workforce preparation. And that's what we're aiming to do, preparing our young adults for the future. The scientific literacy, we know about the fostering innovation, the alignment with the different fields. And Dr. Pereira and myself, I'm the math director in the Freeport Public Schools. That's sort of like collaboration and interdisciplinary approach. And really, for me as well, is really just, you know, something that seems unreachable. You know, a year ago, 2 years ago, specifically at the high school level, the notion was quantum. Oh, that's not reachable. We can say that it's very, very much reachable. And again, you'll hear from our students in a few minutes, and they'll be able to give their own testimony in terms of their position right now. So I'll hand it off right now to Dr. Pereira that will give you another overview.
Good morning, everybody. I will briefly give you an historical perspective of quantum information science. It's not comprehensive. It comes from my viewpoint. In 2017, the United States Congress passed a law authorizing quantum information science in K-12 schools. A few years later, MIT taught a workshop on quantum information science, and one student from Freeport was selected for this workshop. Now, to the current moment, New York Congressman Stefanik, okay, who's now the United Nations ambassador, spoke about QIS in her confirmation hearings. On my own personal journey, I learned about QIS from Dr. Biersack from Brookhaven Lab, who is right there in the audience. And from our district point of view, the motivating factor for us was to give the best possible opportunities for our students. Our quantum information science and math class is divided into 2 semesters. In the first semester, it's taught by a science teacher, Dr. Kapalbo, who unfortunately is not with us because he's teaching AP students. Without his help, we could not have run this course. And now I will pass it on to Mr. Ortiz, the math teacher, who is going to tell you a lot more.
Thanks, Dr. Troy. It's just it's really pleasant to be able to stand, and an honor to stand in front of so many educators that are just interested in pushing forward just education as a whole for the states, right, for our entire country. This is a huge, huge, huge thing for me, and when I got a chance to talk to a few gentlemen that are our chairs of our math and science department about this, I was really just excited to bring it to them, and they were just open arms with the whole thing. And I just appreciated that because, like I said, they just shared in the excitement, and now there's so many people here that also can do the same exact thing. And so some things that I'm coming up to share are just some of the topics, of course, that I started the discussion with, and that is linear algebra. In my college years, I've got a chance to take this course, and it really was something that was impactful for my life, and just said, hey, you know, I know some things, you know, like I can do something with this. And then it fizzled out for a while. You know, I became a lot older, right, from college since then, right? And so now it's like, but it's showing itself again, so the excitement starts to revisit me. And when I share it with the gentleman, like I said, behind me, they're just like, hey, we can do this. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. You know, whatever we got to do to get it in front of the students, let's do it. And so now, again, this is our first year doing it. And when they got into the classroom, you're going to see in a moment when you get to share with some of them. But their excitement is shared as well. So it's seeming like there's a whole just excitement that's over this, a whole spirit over this thing that says, hey, it's about that time. It's about that time to get this going. And it needs every person in the room. Like, everybody has their own niche in it. Every person that's here has their own spot in how they can move this forward, even if it's me just transitioning to say, hey, these are the great kids behind us that are going to end up spearheading a lot of our next generation's thoughts on these topics. But something like entanglement that may sound a little strange to a lot of people up front, right? Very abstract, being alive and dead at the same time. But this thing kind of happens all the time within the invisible universe that we're talking about, right? The things in the subatomic areas that we talk about, that we know exist, like being nervous and excited at the same time, being sad and happy in the same moment. We can understand that. And so it has to be something that's valid to us in a very real way, enough to say, hey, we should bring it to people and make sure that this actually bridges gaps. And I love the presentation by Mr. Figueroa too, to show like this is actually happening. And so take your roles, take your stance, I implore you. And you guys can also hear the excitement, of course, from what the kids have been learning. I want to get out the way of that. Do I have any? These are some of the topics also that are in there that are mentioned. The text that I used to write some of the curriculum, to help me write my curriculum, I think it's on the next slide. Can we? Okay, all right, they'll get it to the end. So you get to see some of the text that I used to go side by side with my curriculum that I wrote for the math portion. These students also took half of the course with Dr. Capablo, which is a phenomenal, he's just phenomenal. There's no words that can describe this guy. He's really awesome. And, oh yeah, okay, great. So yeah, this is the text that we used. I think also Suchet also knows the author of this book as well, and has approved it to be very useful. And it's applicable. That's the second point of this, is that it reaches to all of the levels, right? We have 10th graders, we have 11th graders in here. This is not impossible by the stretch of the imagination for these kids. And again, I want you guys to be able to hear from some of these guys right now, so I'm gonna stop talking for a moment. All right? Thank you for your time, though. Thank you, appreciate it.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my fellow academic adventurers, esteemed faculty, and curious minds of the future. My name is Lover Cervantes, and I'm a junior studying at Freeport High School. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you for inviting us. This is such a great opportunity, and this is coming from all of us. Also to Dr. Pereira for inviting me to the summer program, and for Stony Brook University to make it happen. I appreciate you guys so much. Today I stand before you not in a lab coat, though I wouldn't mind the look, but rather as a proud junior who has taken the leap into the mesmerizing world of quantum physics and mathematics. And let me tell you, it is not just a class, it's a cosmic journey. Now, you might be asking, why should we dive into this strange and wondrous realm? Well, allow me to unpack my quantum suitcase and serve you some compelling reasons. First off, let's talk about the science of the tiny. Quantum physics is like the magician of the science world, revealing secrets you didn't even know existed. From understanding the behavior of particles smaller than atoms to imagining teleportation as if we were in a sci-fi movie. This class opens the door to innovations we can't even fully grasp yet. I mean, who wouldn't want to learn about how to manipulate the fundamental forces of nature? Now, let's get personal. Why did I choose this class? Well, as someone who dreams of designing cutting-edge machinery or solving forensic mysteries, I realized that the knowledge of quantum mechanics is like finding a secret stash of power-ups in a video game. Whether it's crafting advanced engineering solutions or unlocking the mysteries of the universe, quantum physics gives me the toolkit to engage with my future studies and career. But it's not just me. Imagine our sophomores exploring how quantum entanglement could revolutionize technology, or our seniors pondering how these principles can apply to their fields like robotics, environmental science, and even healthcare. We're shaping minds eager to tackle the multitude of challenges that lie ahead. College admission counselors don't just want to see good grades. They want to figure out who can navigate the uncharted waters of modern science. What you can expect when we embarked on this academic adventure is that it's a roller coaster of ideas, where equation starts feeling less like hieroglyphics and more like your ticket to your next big breakthrough. It's a chance for each of us to bond over our shared curiosity, challenging one another to think outside the box. While it may sound like I'm advocating for a cosmic hocus pocus, the truth is, quantum physics is one of the greatest frontiers of science our generation will face. By implementing a quantum physics and mathematics class in our schools, we're not just expanding our curriculum, we're launching a rocket of knowledge that will prepare us for the future. So let's embrace this uncertainty and embark on this incredible journey together. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. I would like to preface what I have to say by first thanking Dr. Pereira and Dr. Murray for this opportunity. I could not be here without them, and I am admittedly very nervous, so give me a little grace. So, hello, I'm Amari Vassal, and I'm a junior from Freeport High School. Now, I don't know how many people in the audience I speak for when I say this, but I am a massive nerd. Not only is quantum physics resting comfortably as one of my favorite potential career options, but I spent countless hours growing up watching movies and playing games about franchises like Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, and like Dr. Figueroa said, even Star Trek. These franchises tell stories about civilizations that have technology years beyond ours. Seeing these shows always left me with the same lingering question, and stop me if this sounds familiar, why can't we do that? Fast forward to my 8th grade school year, I found myself in earth science learning all about space, the stars, and my personal favorite, photons. Photons are incomprehensibly small, incomprehensibly fast, and incomprehensibly important in our understanding of the universe. By understanding photons and other quantum particles, we could unlock the floodgates to hyperdrives, teleporters, and all the other futuristic technology from those franchises my nerdy heart adores so dearly. Bringing me once again to that same question, why can't we do that? Fast forward yet again to today. When I first started learning about quantum physics and taking the quantum class offered at my school, my expectations were high, almost too high, and yet they were still exceeded. This class was worth every single second I spent in it, and every new topic I learn leading into infinitely more questions about the nature of our universe. But right now, I have a question for you. If a class this important to the future of our technology exists, then why not give it a chance? Why can't you do that?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Jazara Foster, and I'm a sophomore at Freeport High School. I had to wake up at 4:30 today, so I'm a little tired, but I'm excited to be here. The question that adults have been asking students since basically forever has always been, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer to that question has always been, I don't know. There are millions of different careers and professions. To pick just one to do for the rest of my life seems simply impossible. But I've always known I want to make people's lives better, to leave the world a better place than I came into it to. Sometimes it feels like there are more problems on Earth than ever, and nothing ever seems to get better. When I was asked if I wanted to take the quantum information science class, I honestly just did it because I thought it sounded cool. So why not? When I first started from this class, I have learned things that I never thought could be possible. Things that sound like they came straight out of a movie. From wave-particle duality to superposition and everything else in between. It's new, confusing, and sometimes feels like it all makes no sense at all. But if we want to improve our world, we have to try new things, even if it seems they don't make any sense. In just 100 years, quantum mechanics has gone from something only European scientists could learn to being taught in a public high school on Long Island to 10th and 11th graders. Think about all the amazing things that could happen in the next 100 years if more schools implemented quantum physics classes. A question I have for all of the educators in here today is, could your student be the next Richard Feynman or Albert Einstein? Could they be the next person to change the world? Because changing the world doesn't always start in a multi-million-dollar lab. Sometimes it starts in a high school classroom.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dylan Pagat. I'm a sophomore, and I'm honored to speak with you all today. Imagine a world where high school students are not reading textbooks on atoms, but they're actually manipulating them, or understanding the mysterious and complex nature of black holes. This future is not as far away as I thought it would be. Just thinking about all the possibilities that quantum physics can have in the world excites me. Sadly, it's only limited to a few schools nationwide. We took this course to push ourselves above and beyond the limits of typical high school education and explore something new and growing. Even though I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up, I know that quantum physics will positively change the world. The first step to any type of change is to try. Quantum physics is usually seen as too complex and intricate for the minds of high school students, but we, students from Freeport High School, contradict this mindset. We are proof that integrating quantum physics is indeed possible for schools throughout the United States. Instead of starting off with wave equations, we could start with fundamental concepts such as superposition or Schrodinger's cat. We will never know the possible benefits of this decision unless we try. Quantum physics is the future, and so are we.
Good morning. My name is David De La Guerra. I am a senior at Freeport High School, and I want to tell you all a story. Last summer, Dr. Pereira told me, hey, I am taking a bunch of students to this quantum information science workshop, and I want you to come with us. And I said, okay. I don't know what this quantum information science stuff is, but sure, why not? It could be fun. So I hopped onto that bus, expecting nothing but a little side quest to finish up my summer before my senior year. This class, and a topic for that matter, was not what I was expecting. Never did I imagine that a single subject could tie my physics and math classes together with concepts that exist in the real world and can be shown to me. Never did I imagine that the underclassmen around me who have yet to take advanced physics or math classes could have their interest lit ablaze so quickly by a topic. Never did I imagine that the topic directors of science fiction movies use to explain their made-up technology could become so real. And never did I imagine that a simple tennis ball could explain a qubit, the heart of quantum information science. After a week of learning, bus rides into Queens, building demonstrations, and a little bit of mini golf, The workshop was over, and sadly, my journey into quantum information science had to be paused. Our guidance counselors decided that I needed to choose between taking the quantum information science class our school offered or a class I needed to take to graduate. So I unfortunately had to choose the latter, and I now wait to pick up my journey into quantum information science again. Despite having to wait, at least I had the opportunity to experience this journey, an opportunity that thousands of students across Long Island don't have. These students don't get to engage in such an interesting topic. These students won't see the beauty of quantum physics, and these students are gatekept from the future. Quantum information science is the future, and it is only right that students are given access to this future.
Before I start, I just want to congratulate the wonderful effort that Dr. Pereira, Dr. Capalbo, Ms. Ortiz, and my fellow classmates have put into this course. So if you will, please give them another round of applause. I've known Dr. Pereira since the 8th grade, and I'm honored to have met him along in my educational journey. My name is Ethan Patterson, and in my twilight years of my high school career, and as I prepare for college, twilight months, sorry. Anyway, this class was a breath of fresh air, and it gave me newfound appreciation for my scientific discovery in physics. From the scientific projects I've conducted with the Freeport High School District, and to the research I've conducted at the Brookhaven National Laboratory, it is people like all of you that invigorate students like me in the pursuit of their dreams. 100 years ago, quantum physics was knowledge not only possessed by a circle of a few special pioneers, and with 100 years of development, we've made it to the point where we have the privilege of getting a detailed education about it in a high school elective. Expanding access to quantum physics education ensures that more students like me have an opportunity to engage with and contribute to the next generation of discoveries, driving technological progress in scientific literacy. We're in the midst of a scientific transformation as quantum technology is becoming more realized across the United States. And what better way to prepare for the future than by equipping students with the knowledge to shape it? With opportunities to explore, to question, to innovate, students are empowered to push beyond limitations and to drive the future of scientific discovery. In closing, I want to thank everyone who has contributed to making this class such a valuable experience. And I hope you all continue to support the expansion of education in this groundbreaking field for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you all, and I actually just want to publicly state to these students here how proud we are of them. You know, this is a nerve-wracking experience to speak. So, you know, we're all proud of you, and this is a public statement. You know, continue the journey and continue to make us proud. Appreciate you all. So we can take any questions from the audience. We can share our experiences and what we've done, and we'll be more than happy to entertain any of your questions.
First of all, you're all amazing. I feel like everybody needs to give you guys another round of applause because you guys did such a good job. So my question is, what are the prerequisites for this class, and are you replacing Regents physics with this class?
Good question. For the math portion, we want to make the class reachable. So to make the class reachable, we had to sort of like remove some of the constraints. It is a new class, so you can think of the curriculum as a living document. So we're creating the curriculum. We may tweak a few things for next year in terms of what's relevant. But in terms for the math portion, in terms of needing like calculus, pre-calculus, or anything like that, those filters are removed. All right, because again, if we're to put those filters within the course itself, then we'll remove a good percentage of our students. And again, we want to make it accessible, reachable, and just as I mentioned in the opening, before maybe a year and a half ago when Dr. Pereira came to me with this, I didn't think it was reachable in the high schools. But again, we want to create those opportunities. So working with what's out there in industry and really reaching out to other institutions, and we're more or less formulating the curriculum so that it'll fit the needs of a large percentage of our students.
Talking from the science point of view, we do not take any prerequisites. This is an elective, so it doesn't take away any regents requirement. And we have the curriculum with us. If you want, you can take a look at it. Okay, as Dr. Murray said, it's a living document, but we have taught students from 10th, 11th, and 12th grade in quantum information science.
I was just hoping that maybe we could get an email address or something that we could email you. You can send us the curriculum so we could have that. That would be really awesome if we could get that out to us. And also, I really hope you're documenting your journey, because this is amazing to see, like, really one of the first quantum classes here on Long Island. And I hope you inspire schools all over Long Island. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much.
I am just in love with this group. I think the curriculum aspect that was not mentioned was Comedy 101, because you definitely brought the house down. But my question is, part of the challenges that I've discussed with folks in my areas for the high school level with introducing courses in general, even not just quantum courses, is that you have to meet these requirements, New York State requirements. And you have seemingly been able to connect the dots on the standards, making sure that you can bring this new curriculum ideas to realization while navigating the requirements that need to be met, knowing that you have a regents examinations and things of that nature that students are preparing for. So if you can tell a story that will motivate, incentivize, and encourage others who want to do what you're doing but just don't see the pathway forward, that I think would really make a huge difference in showing, getting this from just having a thought in mind to realizing this in more school districts.
Sorry, just a quick question. How many students are currently enrolled in the class?
So we have 6.
Okay, there were about more than that, but then I think some of them had to drop out because of clashes between conflicts. Not out of school, out
of the class. And just a quick follow-up. You know, a lot of us struggle with declining enrollment in our districts and running courses that have less than 10 students. So I'm wondering how you were able to get the support to run courses with fewer students than, let's say, 10.
Okay.
I think that is a challenge for the future. You know, luckily we were able to do it this year, but we have internally, as I was speaking to Mr. Ortiz here, as in some of our other electives, we have to sort of like go around and promote and sell it and sort of like do those things, show the possibilities. Because that's the only way, along with help from the guidance counselors as well, that's the only way that we can populate the course. Now again, we're fighting against other electives as well. And as you know, the electives are generally sometimes 1 or 2 sections. And if this course itself falls on that same time period now, we're asking the students not to choose. Right, so it's impossible for them to take both. But internally, we have to do our self-promotion. So we have to create the flyers, we have to create the videos, we have to go into the classrooms to try to recruit students for the classes. And it is a challenge because, again, with one period with other electives, as the students are moving into their junior and senior year, you're competing with other disciplines as well. So it does come down to the point where the students have to make a choice.
I just want to add something, and that is when I and Dr. Murray go and speak about a class, we tell the students to inform their parents that all the top schools in the country are offering this class at the undergraduate level. So that also is a motivating factor. Another motivating factor too was that when these students took the workshop, they were given a certificate by Angela Kelly, and they showed that certificate to their parents. And then Dr. Kelly came and gave a talk in our school district, and that also, a lot of parents came for that.
I was actually inside of the classrooms with some of the kids in the first round. This is the group that we got. People, well, a lot was Dr. Pereira as well, but just the ones that wanted to take on challenges, new things, right? That's interest for the kids. But I'm finding that the way that I'm going to design it is to have them, and they already know, they're coming with me too, to do the promotions of this class now that they get to see what it is. I think that it's better peer-to-peer for them to just, hey, this is the new stuff that we need to get onto because it did X, Y, Z for me, you know. But the testimonies around the school is a lot of what we depend on, word of mouth between the students themselves. All right.
We have time for one quick question, and then they'll be available during the break.
Good morning, everyone. From a master scheduling standpoint, it's a single period, and is it just one course for the year, or is there a part 2, part 3? Like how many periods in consecutive years can you run this program, or is it just a 1 year?
Well, it's the course is 2 parts. In the fall, we had the science portion of the course, so it's one period. And in the spring, we now have the math portion of the course, which is 1 period. It's actually on the same period, I believe, right? Yeah, same period. So that's how we're running it this year. So I think from a master scheduling standpoint as well, districts can develop their own sort of like system in terms of how they want to run the course. But for us, what worked was having the half-year course in the fall and the spring, the math portion and the science portion, because we wanted to connect the 2 disciplines as well.
Thank you. I hate to cut you off. Wonderful.